With the recently concluded AOFC tournament held in Singapore, I had the chance to commentate for the live stream for a few matches. This is one notable match where it was between Singapore B and Korea for the third and fourth placing. Now, the match was played in a very cagey affair where the Koreans took the lead of 1-0 first through a series of run of play. They managed to keep their defense tight while making sensible possessional play during attacks. It seems like they opt to play a more safer route rather than a bit more adventurous stuff. It looks to be working for them as they managed to keep their lead 1-0 all the way into period 3. Of course, on the other hand, as the game went by, Singapore B had to push on to get the vital equalizer goal, which they managed to get through a power play goal. And with subsequently another two more goals, it meant that the tables were changed, and in this time round in favor of Singapore B. The final score remained at 3-1, and Singapore B obtained the third placing for this tournament. Now, this video, however, I want to just focus on reviewing and to talk about certain incidents that happened during the game. As a commentator, I had to narrate the gameplay a bit more. Then I could not just stop, rewind the play by itself and commentate or rather give opinions of certain plays. And that's why this is what this video is about. It is to bring out the incident and to offer my humble opinion about certain calls that's being given. And I would like to hear more from you guys as well on what do you think of the incidents. This is by no means a video to put down on the referee's decision, but more of an avenue platform for us to discuss on the game matters. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this is just one incident that I want to bring about, but the incidents still haven't happened yet. So over here, you can see that Anik of Singapore Team B got a push right from Korea. All was good. It's just a normal foul. But as the play goes by, it seems like Anik haven't really recovered from that incident, and it caused another incident. When I was commenting in this game, I had to follow the ball and to follow the play, and this seems to be a play that was happened off the ball. So I didn't manage to catch it on time or live itself. By the time the whistle was being blown, players are already down and up. But over here you can see that his teammate is trying to calm him down while the referee managed to bring both of them together to have a good short talk about the incident. Over here, as the talk goes by, the referee more or less decides that, or it feels like it's just a bit of a clash, and then both sides should just move on, as shown by this clip. However, let's bring the play back. You can see that Anik was hands onto the 24, and it seems like he's almost grabbing him, literally half wrestled him down. And what's more, once the incident happened, he even stood up, looked down, and apparently blurted out some words out of his mouth. So, in my opinion, this is actually a potential personal penalty on him. Why? Because first, the action of grabbing and wrapping him around, and in fact next, his sort of actions and behavior thereafter do not warrant anything of that of a proper sportsman. So had it been really spotted by the ref, it could have been a personal penalty. Now, what do you think? Do leave down in the comment section, because I would like to hear on your opinion. For the next incident, over here you can see that subsequently there was a foul considered by Singapore onto the Korean player, bump onto his side, and you can see him struggling as he limped off into the court. Seems like a left rib injury from there. However, do you think that was a normal foul, or it could have warranted a bit more? From the slow-mo replay, you can see that both players were heading for the ball. Ryan of Singapore seems like he's trying to reach in. However, the blue of Korean managed to get the ball first, and therefore the clash with the referee just right under their noses. and even in my opinion, from the bird's eye view, it looks very much like a normal foul. It's just that the Korean got the worst out of it. Now, for the third incident, it happened just in a glance during the screen over here. And as the play goes by, you can then subsequently see that there was a call. And it's basically a 2 minutes bench penalty that's given by the ref on player number 7. And obviously, player number 7 is not too pleased about the call. And let's look at the replay and see what actually happened. Now, playing it in slow-mo, you can see that over here, that's where the incident happened. Apparently, number 7 had his hands around JV of Singapore, and that actually warranted his 2-minute bench penalty. To me, it seems to be a very weak 2 minutes bench penalty to be given. Yes, probably an obstruction, but for that to be a 2 minutes bench penalty seems to be quite harsh in my opinion. So what do you think? Incident 4 happened very fast. A quick ball over the heads of the players and a clash between the Singapore player and to the Korean guy. As we watch this replay, yes, it isn't easy for a defender to handle any high ball situation. However, you can see that Ray of Singapore is already tracking behind him, and with his hands over the shoulder of the Korean player, doesn't seem a very good look if it's me being the referee. The call by the referee was just a simple I don't know, tripping, pushing foul because there was no signs, and it's just a normal foul and a corner free hit for the Koreans. However, in my opinion, over here, this should be a minimum 2 minute penalty. Not a penalty itself, but because there was Jaden that was recovering as a last man. But to give a 2 minute bench penalty onto Ray of Team Singapore would be the decision I would give because he was trailing the play, hands over the shoulder of the Korean guy, and he made him trip and fall. So 2 minutes bench penalty for me. What do you think? Now for the fifth incident, it happened again very fast and whistles being blown. Even when I was commentating, I'm actually quite clueless what the call was about. But obviously in this screen, you can see the Koreans again back at it. And in fact, the team manager or the coach even came out of the court to argue with the ref. So there are several things to look upon over this. However, the ref over here, what you can see is that it's apparently a 2 minutes bench penalty for the push. So slowing down the replay as the ball is moving towards the middle of the court, you can see the player number 14 of Korean kind of shoulder bump against the Singaporean player. And from there, he kind of win the ball off that. And this was the call that was given by the ref. Now, in my opinion, it looks very much a 50-50 challenge and it's clean because both person had eyes on the ball. You can see over here. There was no intention on to hurting any player and therefore it feels like a 50-50 challenge, clean for me. There is also another sub-incident whereby this team manager or coach came out to confront the ref. And based on the knowledge that I know of the rules in the Premier League, this would have warranted a red card on him immediately because he came into the court and confronted the ref. So moving on seriously, there were many incidents close to the end of the game. Now over here, you can see the Koreans apparently they are celebrating their second goal, but the Singaporean players are actually confronting the refs yet again in insisting that apparently the goal should have been disallowed because of a kick by the Korean to score the goal. So what happens is originally the referee gave the goal, but for the Singaporean players, after confronting, the referee actually overturned it, much to the delight of the fan crowds over here. And so the key question over here right now is, did the Korean actually kick the ball in? Back to the slow-mo cam, if you track the ball, it was in a mess between the Singaporeans and the Korean players, and you can more or less see a kind of a swipe of the Korean's foot at the very last moment, and the ball went in from there. So this is one key decision. It looks very much like a kicking foul in my opinion. However, if I play the play back a bit more, there could have been something else. Now, if you change the perspective of the red shoe belonging to the Singapore player, you can actually see that he actually stepped into the small goalie box. And with that, the perspective could have changed on the other hand to become a penalty, and therefore advantage play, and perhaps maybe even the goal should have been allowed. Or perhaps to give Koreans a penalty based on that short clip. So what do you think? Incident number 7 looks again yet another contentious decision, because over here both Korean and Singapore player yet again fighting over or going over a 50-50 ball. Singaporean player flew off the boards, Korean not so, and the exact same ref giving another 2-minute bench penalty over here. You can see from the back as a replay. Now, looking at the replay, whether is it from the bird's eye view or from the back camera view, it seems like both players had eyes on the ball, shoulder to shoulder charge. So personally, I wouldn't give the 2 minutes bench penalty against the Korean players. And what's more, it was pretty crucial time at the point of time with only 2 minutes to go to the end of the game. For incident number 8, over here, it looks like a possible penalty that could have been given in favor of Korea, but no call obviously, because the ref deemed it as a valid challenge over there. In my opinion, it is pretty much quite 50-50. I'm in mixed feelings of whether it should have been a penalty or not, because it seems like the Korean player actually took a shot off before the challenge from Ji Yong came in. However, his challenge seems to be warranted of a penalty. So what do you think? The 9th incident is yet another interesting one. Over here, Ray made a pass attempting through the boards, but he went to the Korean, clash on goalies, Korean players scored, and the referee called a timeout, which means he did not give the goal for the Koreans. Of course, then the concern was how serious the injury was on the Singapore goalie. However, the decision by the referee itself seems questionable in my opinion. As I slow down the play, you can see the Koreans attempting the shot saved by the goalie, but yet at the same time, his fellow defender knocked him off. Helmet came out, goalie is down, and the Korean put a tap in to go. So many things happening within a split second. First, should the goal have been allowed? Second, should it been a blow of a whistle to stop the game because of the injury? Or what? I'm actually pretty much very confused in this moment of time. However, my main key question was, when did the referee blow the whistle? Did he blow the whistle before or after the goal was scored? And upon seeing the incidents being played, could he have been calling his decision back to give the appropriate decision? Now there's another dispute again because. So what do you think? Even with me looking at the replays again and again and again, I have still doubts on the calls. And in fact, some of the decisions I'm unsure as well because I'm not really a fully certified ref. So give me your opinions, or if there's any referees out there that might actually enlighten me and as well as the viewers over here. So with that, this is the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.